Hey everyone, my name is Steven and welcome back to Storytime. Without wasting any time, let's get into our stories of the day. A wild Karen meets her match. For background, I am a police officer in Australia. I work in plain clothes. At work, I wear a business shirt with tie, suit pants, and have my utility belt with gun, taser, pepper spray, and all other necessary accoutrements on the belt. I also have a police badge clipped to my belt and another police badge with my work ID around my neck. This incident also happened while the virus was spreading rapidly. Most business had been closed by government mandate. People have to ensure they are practicing social distancing or they can be fined. The government hasn't mandated that people stay home but have limited the number of people allowed in groups, no contact with strangers, and you should only out for work or essential supplies. It's also important to note that in Australia, members of the public cannot carry firearms in public, and it's difficult to get a license to even possess a firearm. A few days ago, I was at work and my partner needed to buy supplies from an office supply store nearby. The staff at this store wear dark blue polo shirts. We went to the store and my partner was getting everything she needed. I was waiting when I hear this screeching voice from behind me. "Where are the chargers?" I turn around and see this Karen standing there with her arms crossed, glaring at me. Now, let me remind you that I'm wearing all my work gear and a bright pink long sleeve business shirt. I say to the Karen, "I'm not sure where the..." Karen is not impressed and cuts me off, steps very close to me, well within what I consider my personal space at the best of times, but when I'm at work, it's an offensive gesture. Karen then screeches, "You work here, how the heck do you not know where chargers are?" I look the Karen dead in the eye and with a stern voice say, "First thing, I don't work here. Second thing, I'm a police officer." I point at my gun, taser, and badge. Third thing, you are currently breaching social distancing laws and can be fined. Step back now. The Karen quickly turned around and ran from the store. I'm just happy that actual staff didn't have to deal with her because she was rude from the start. I should have pointed out that a phone charger isn't an essential purchase. Edit: our government deems essential items as food and medicine. You can also go outside to exercise or travel to work. I'm a 32-year-old and for me, personally, a phone charger is essential. I live off my phone, but is anything a Karen wants really essential? So let's say it was you in OP's shoes here. Karen steps up to you, she starts screeching. What would be your first reaction, or what would be the first thing that you say? Let me know what you would do or say in the comments below. Wants and needs. This morning I was in the grocery store doing what people do in stores. Shop. The craze of stocking up on items because of this whole situation we are dealing with. Market shelves aren't emptying faster than they can be filled. I was in the dairy aisle and yogurt was on sale because it had to be sold before the expiration date. I love yogurt and took about 10. And yes, I had a couple pudding packs. I thought to myself if I really needed all the yogurt and said to myself, nah, just put it back, along with a few other items. I really didn't need them and put them back. I looked at my shopping cart looking to see if there was anything else I wanted but didn't need. A woman was following me and I noticed she was taking things I was putting back. The lady walks up behind me and says quietly, "Excuse me, I noticed you were putting stuff back. I guess you do this for the items that customers don't buy and leave with cashiers, huh?" I realized she thought I was working stock there and putting stuff back to their proper places. I realized she thought I worked there. Now, some of the stuff I needed and a lot of it is what I wanted. I told her I am just putting some unnecessary stuff away. Tell you what, go to the cart and take what you want. She rummaged through my cart and took some other items and began to take things like stewing beef, chicken quarters. The little girl sitting in the shopping cart seat was holding one of the yogurt cups I put back ready to eat it. I said to the little girl that she would have to wait for mommy to pay for it before she ate it. She looked disappointed but put it back in the cart. I looked at my cart and half of my items were gone. She thanked me as she walked off with the items I needed for dinner tonight. Before I could say anything, she had walked off. I thought to myself that I could come back later and pick it up. I finished my shopping, went to the register and paid. Put my bagged groceries in the cart. As I walked to the door, the lady caught up with me and said, "Wait, hold up, sir. You aren't working stock and weren't restocking shelves?" "No, ma'am, I don't work here. I was just going through my cart putting stuff I really didn't need away." "But I took some of your meat and chicken. You can have it back." I told her it was okay. It looks like you need it more than I do. I can always work around what I don't have, it's no big deal. Besides, with the way things are for the time being, it's better to separate your wants from your needs. It looks like you need them more than I do. Looking at the little girl in the shopping cart. The look on the mother's face was hard to explain, but you can see it in her eyes. She was one that said thank you. I walked out and said bye-bye to the little girl who was trying to open the yogurt again. No screaming woman telling me I worked there and threatening me, or screaming little brat, just a thankful mother and a happy little girl. Like I said, ask yourself if things in your shopping cart is what you want and not what you need. Plus, you will feel good about yourself. I'm just gonna be completely candid and honest here. If I was in OP's shoes, I'd be saying, get your hands out of my shopping cart. I don't know if that makes me a bad person, but I definitely wouldn't want to stand there and watch them take half the stuff out and leave with it. I got fired from Walmart and never worked there. About a year ago, I worked selling solar panel systems. This job required me to wear khakis and a blue polo when I was meeting customers. One particular day, after meeting with a homeowner, I had to stop by my local Walmart to get more pens and a notepad for my work bag. I pretty consistently got asked if I worked there by other customers, and I would help if I knew what they were after, but I always told them that I didn't work there, and they were always kind. So this fateful day, I grabbed my pens and paper and checked out in the self-checkout section. As I was leaving, I heard someone say behind me, "And just where do you think you're going?" Now, a little about me. I try to mind my own business as much as possible, and don't like to get wrapped up in other people's drama. When I hear outbursts like that in public, I assume it's not because of me. I also try to follow the rules as much as possible. In this case, I assume it wasn't me because I paid for everything, so I continue to my car. Roughly 30 feet from my car, I hear again, "Hey you, stop!" I do turn around at that one, because that's typically what you say to a thief. An employee who can only be described as a Karen is marching towards me. 8 different kinds of ticked off. She starts reaming into me about how I'm abandoning my shift, and I'm not supposed to get off for another 3 hours. I'm standing there bewildered because I genuinely have no clue what she's talking about, and I try to let her know I don't work there, but she won't let me get a word in. Eventually she says, "Forget it, you're fired." I waited about 5 seconds and told her, "I don't work here. I've never worked here." She stared at me and muttered, "Sorry," and ran back inside. I'm still not sure what happened, but that's my tale of being fired from a job I never worked at. Hope it brought you some joy. As somebody who personally usually only wants to go in and out right away of a particular place, this would be an absolute nightmare to me, especially with all the outside attention that would be drawn in from all that yelling. Older lady thought I was bringing her a shopping cart to use in the grocery store. Yesterday I was running the gauntlet at my local grocery store. I picked up a disinfectant wipe at the door and went to the cart station and wiped down the cart I was going to use. I was finally satisfied, so I started pushing it back to the door to throw away the used wipe just as an old lady comes through the door. She smiles really big and says, "Oh, thank you," and moves to take her cart. I said, "You're welcome." Then I grabbed another wipe and went to get another cart. I'm glad she got a cart I was sure wouldn't give her the virus. Well, this is just short, sweet, and a very kind gesture, especially for somebody who just didn't understand the situation. So kudos to OP. I was mistaken for a Walmart employee. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we have all gone to Walmart at least once in our lives, and I'm also sure we all know the employees there have vests that say Walmart on them. I was at work at a sporting goods store that has a pretty strict dress code for guys. It was dress pants or black pants with dress shirts or solid colored polos and a blue lanyard with the company name on it and my first name. RL equals random lady, W equals Walmart employee. While at work, I got a phone call from my mom. She asked me if I could stop by Walmart by the store, since it was basically right around the corner. I said yes, and at the end of my shift, I was on my way. I only had to get 2 things, a special spice I can't remember for tacos, and disposable plates because we were going to have a party the next day, Saturday. I was wearing a red dress shirt, black dress pants, and the only blue I had on my person was the lanyard. As I was reading the packages to figure out which one I had to get, I hear a lady give that cough to get your attention, but I just slide over a bit to let her get whatever she needed. Then, as if me sliding over was rude, she said, "Excuse me," and started going off on me and telling me how rude I was ignoring a customer. She didn't let me get a word out at all until an actual employee who was just about 10 feet away sees this all going down, and he walks over asking what's the problem. She turns and tells him, "This employee is being rude by ignoring me after I try to get his attention." "I'm sorry, but he doesn't work here. Walmart employees have blue or yellow vests. All he has is a blue lanyard." She then turns to me and tells me with an attitude, "Well, you shouldn't wear things like that if you don't want to be confused for an employee." Then she turns to the employee and starts talking to him, and I'm just standing there dumbfounded. I decide I'll just leave, and before I can leave the aisle, I'm half stopped by another employee, and he takes me to the checkout aisle and apologizes for the lady's rude behavior and gave me a coupon to use on my transaction. To me, it seemed like a mild inconvenience, and it ended up in a bonus. Got some kind of coupon to use, which is always a plus. It happened again. It's short. So once again, I ventured out of my hobbit hole to go on an adventure to the store of groceries. I wasn't feeling very well, morning nausea, thank you Mother Nature, and left in street clothes and fuzzy house shoes. Not my standard outside wear, but I didn't give a freak. I just wanted to hurry and go back home. Got what I could, waited in line. Now, I have a super bad habit of locking my keys in my car, so I keep them on my neck on a My Neighbor Totoro lanyard. It's cute. I believe this sparked the "excuse me." I swear I nearly launched my eyeballs out of my skull with how hard I rolled them. Normally I'm nicer, but again, sick and want to go home. This self-scanner doesn't work. Me saying nothing. Lady saying nothing. And, well, get over here and fix it. I hope my face conveyed the words going through my head. Oh, honey, take the attitude and shove it where the sun don't shine. I didn't get a chance to answer back as my turn was next, but seriously, other than the lanyard which just has a small set of keys on it, there is nothing about me that says apocalyptic essential worker, fuzzy slippers, flower print leggings, and a yellow shirt featuring a pineapple in a thong from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Where do these people come from? I don't know what it is about a lanyard, but it always does you in. But with that, that's all the stories we have for today, so let me know which of these stories was your personal favorite and why. Go ahead and leave it in the comments below. And of course, thank you all so much for watching and listening to the Storytime channel. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll never miss an upcoming video. Thank you all again for watching and listening to the Storytime channel.